Our next presenter is Dalal Almutib. She's a graduate student in the Department of Kinesiology, and today she'll be speaking with us about how we can use motion analysis to better understand motor skills in college students with autism spectrum disorder.
Hello, everyone. I remember my first job when I worked as a physical therapist with individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. I was young, with no experience. I had to deal with developmental disabilities, and I normally don't deal with children, so dealing with children with special needs was something I didn't expect. I was willing to quit from the first week, but because I like challenge, I moved forward with this. Working every day from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. for almost 2 years made me realize how the challenges these individuals faced every day. These challenges made me realize how the challenges I faced when I came to the States, facing new language, new culture, new lifestyle. So I decided to move forward, take further steps, studying in the field of developmental disabilities. As we grow up, we had different motor skills, from walking to jumping to running, things we take for granted. Well, can you imagine having difficulty doing a simple task such as walking? People with developmental disabilities may have this problem along with motor skills problems. So one of the developmental disabilities is autism. What is autism? Autism spectrum disorder is a developmental disorder that happens very early in life. It's characterized by social deficits and restrictive and repetitive pattern of behavior. Also, research found that individuals with autism may have other problems in their motor skills. So I chose autism because it's really where I came from Saudi Arabia. There is not much focus on that field. I want to be one of the people that can make difference in these individual lives. So my research will take place here in CSUN at the biomechanics lab. I will be using a motion analysis system that have 12 cameras, will capture the body movements through reflective markers that will appear on a computer, as we can see here, attached to the system. Here you can see your 3D motion. You can see all the body movements. I will be focusing on 2 tasks. The gait, which is our normal walk from heel strike to toe off. Variables such as step length, stride length, the lower limb angles, all will be analyzed. The other task is forward jump. Also, the variables of joint angles and coordination, angular velocity and speed, all will be analyzed. After analyzing the results, it will be compared to the control group. Control group will be also students here from CSUN. My participants all will be from CSUN, from age 18 to 30. Why I chose this age group? Because few research has been done on this age group, and I wanted to further my knowledge and understanding of their problems. So back into the beginning, when I talked about motor skills, some parents, they don't realize that their children have developmental disabilities, and this child may grow up with this disability without knowing. So by doing further research in that field, understanding their underlying problems, we can guide them to have better intervention and participate in specialized exercise programs that they can benefit from, and also they eventually can have better quality of life. I want to wrap up my presentation with a quote. Autism can't define me. I define autism by an autism speak staffer, Carrie Magro. Also, I want to thank everyone that helped me in the lab and will be helping me, and my professors, of course, and especially my parents who supported me since the beginning. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dalal. One of the things I really appreciated about your talk was the idea something so many of us probably take for granted, like motor skills and walking, might not only shape and direct research interventions here, but very different international research agendas. And I really appreciate you highlighting that. Now we have some questions from our judges.
Thank you so much. I wanted to ask you, are there current studies or other studies in the literature that indicate that improvements in gait do help people in general with their perception of their quality of life?
So to understand your question, you asked that is there previous research that done on gait and which disability, like?
Just in general.
In general, yeah, there has been a lot. Also, especially in autism, I was reading a lot about gait, and there was a lot of understanding of their underlying problems, but few research has been done on older children or young adults, we call them, above the age of 18. So I wanted to increase and further the research about this age group.
Okay, thank you.
I think I would just ask a question related to the research process. So during our research, how was your experience interacting with participants with the autism and without autism?
Well, I have been practicing on the Center of Achievement where I study there with children, and it was really great experience. I also had a job previously back in Saudi Arabia. I worked with the intellectual and developmental disabilities, and this really made me want to know more about that and help them in any way.
Thank you, Dalal.
Thank you.